let's discuss the instructions for the upcoming class activity, the offer to purchase and contract scavenger hunt. So here's what we're about to do, folks. I'm going to actually share the link for this one, and then I'll also make sure, I think I shared it with you in the email. You've got an access, folks, and I think this is a very useful thing to know. I shared in the email for this class a Google Drive link to all of the 2024 sample forms, which is really good for you folks to be able to look at them, navigate them, practice them, get familiar with them. And of course, we're going to talk about a lot of the different ones in this class. So here in the chat, I'm putting the link to this version with the yellow, and I'm going to put in an activity for you here, and then I'm going to walk you through it. It is called the Offer to Purchase and Contract Scavenger Hunt. Basically, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you folks to navigate through the offer to purchase and contract, and I want you to find the answers to the questions, and I want you to tell me what page and what provision you found them on. And as I said, I can't stress enough the value that students typically get. Yeah, I'm making you work a little bit by reading some stuff and navigating some stuff, but it is invaluable for helping you understand this very, very important document, which is something you will use day in and day out in your career. So let me pull this up and show you. So there's the Google Drive link for the activity. And so here's what it looks like. There are, I believe, 18 questions. So the first question, just as an example, says, the house is destroyed by fire. Who holds the risk of loss, and what are the buyer's options? So you would navigate through the contract, and you would try to figure out, okay, well, who holds the risk of loss, and what happens, and what can the buyer do? And then you're going to tell me what page and provision that was. So, for example, if you came back to the contract over here, and you decided that that was located in here, you would say, okay, well, page 5, provision B, or provision I, or whatever. That's all I need. So if you tell me what page and what provision you found it on, and I can't stress this enough, it's really useful to kind of learn where these different things are and the language within them. So you're going to answer the question, you're going to tell me what page and what provision, and that's it. And so you're just going to go down the line and take a look at all these different items. Now, I will tell you, you're welcome to use the Control F function. If you're not familiar with that, you can come in here and you can just hit Control F, and then you could put in loss, and you could find the words loss to see if it maybe helps you navigate to the section that I'm telling you to look for. And it may or may not work, but you're welcome to use it. Of course, the more you read through the contract, the better off you're going to be. Does that make sense? So make sure you open both the scavenger hunt and the offer to purchase and contract that I have provided to you. And so then that way you can kind of alternate back and forth. And I'm going to give you ample time to do this because I think this is a very important activity for you folks to play around with. Everybody with me? Any questions, comments, concerns?